Burroughs, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother.
In that video of him and Cassie and what he did to her, I believe it now, man.
Well, yeah, listen.
I love you too.
A mother is the cause for the downfall of a hip-hop empire? Our story begins in the mean streets of Harlem, where young Diddy was raised by his mother Janice, and his rise to international fame followed by the downfall into the lowest of the abyss. In the glitzy realm of hip-hop royalty, there lived a king named Diddy, a moniker he bestowed upon himself because, simply, why not? This self-proclaimed bad boy of the music biz was born Sean Combs. But let's be real, that just doesn't have the same swagger now, does it? Diddy's father, Melvin, is somebody closely connected to terrifying underworld shenanigans and whose name is familiar under the watch list of police. His untimely demise left Janice to fend for herself and her pint-sized prince, resorting to, well, let's just say unconventional means of providing for her family. But Janice was no ordinary single mum. Oh no, she was a lioness determined to instill in her cub the art of dominance and aggression. Defend yourself, my son. She'd pour out advice after advice, and if anyone dares to cross, make it a point that they never do it again. Little did she know this philosophy would become the cornerstone of Diddy's future exploits, earning him the nickname Puffy. A testament to his natural inclination for huffing, puffing, and throwing tantrums that would easily put even a toddler to shame. Despite his problem-filled upbringing, Diddy exhibited an entrepreneurial spirit from a tender age, hustling his way through various side gigs and eventually landing at the hallowed halls of Howard University. For a black kid to make it into the university under no father support is a feat itself, and Diddy mandates all the right applause for it. It was here that the young impresario honed his skills, throwing lavish parties and socializing with the who's who's of the burgeoning hip-hop scene. And good socializing he did, because before you could say mo money, mo problems, Diddy had rose himself to the forefront of the East Coast Renaissance, thanks to his uncanny ability to spot talent. A talent he showcased by mentoring the late great Notorious B.I.G. But the success of Bad Boy Records was overshadowed by the infamous East Coast-West Coast rap feud, a saga that would haunt Diddy's legacy like a ghost with a penchant for rhyming couplets. Somewhere, the same controversies what garnered him the infamous fame that most budding artists require too, but that's for some other time. Rumors swirled about Diddy's potential involvement in the unsolved murders of Biggie and Tupac, casting doubts over a crowd, including his most loyal fans. When an industry is booming, people are turning eyes towards them, and suddenly, murders of the industry shapeshifters happen. It's only bound to cause some fingers to point. Later on, as Diddy's empire expanded into fashion, media, and all manner of business ventures, the whispers of his alleged misdeeds grew louder. There were tales of violence, assault, and a nightclub shooting that left bystanders injured, a foreshadowing of the controversies to come. Diddy's personal life became a veritable drama show with allegations of physical and verbal abuse towards his romantic partners, leaving fans wondering if the bad boy moniker was more than just a clever marketing ploy. From the early days, Diddy was not somebody unaccustomed to controversies or his name being dragged through the mud by the media and his arch-nemesis. So then, most people, or his fervent fans indeed, dismissed most of the word-of-the-mouth disses as well. But it was the lawsuit filed by singer Cassie Ventura in 2023 that truly rocked the foundations of Diddy's kingdom. Allegations of physical and sexual abuse coupled with the release of a jaw-dropping surveillance video painted a picture that was far from fabulous. The video, a visual testament to the claims leveled against him, depicted Diddy in all his fury punching, kicking, and throwing objects at Cassie like a man possessed. It was a tipping point, a moment that threatened to unravel the carefully constructed facade of the hip-hop mogul, leaving him vulnerable to legal consequences and public scrutiny. As the industry grappled with this reckoning, voices arose demanding accountability and a rejection of the toxic power dynamics that had allowed such alleged behavior to fester unchecked. Diddy's saga became a cautionary tale, a reminder that success and wealth should never be a shield against consequence. Suddenly, the bad boy persona didn't seem quite so cool anymore as the public grappled with the reality that their beloved hip-hop icon might not be the charming, charismatic figure they had been led to believe. This also came around the time the Me Too movement was well around the social media and other parts of the internet, so netizens were quick to notice the weightage of the issue. When this comes from an industry where such behavior is trivialized, it becomes necessary that these are brought to the forefront and more conversations for the awareness about the same are done as well. But let's not forget the resilience and courage of survivors like Cassie, whose willingness to come forward shattered the veil of silence that once shrouded the industry. Their voices amplified the call for change, challenging the industry to confront its darkest secrets and implement measures to protect the vulnerable from predatory behavior. Cassie's bravery inspired others to speak out, igniting a movement that could no longer be ignored. As the legal and societal implications of Diddy's alleged actions continued to unfold, the once revered mogul found himself at a crossroads, facing the erosion of his carefully cultivated persona and the potential unraveling of his financial empire. Brand partnerships evaporated, business deals crumbled, and the once untouchable hip-hop king found himself facing the prospect of having to defend himself in court. A far cry from the lavish parties and red carpet events he had grown accustomed to. Some of them include Revolt TV, Macy's, House of Takura, and Suri, with Revolt TV even posting official apologies. Brands work partnerships with various artists and other celebrities for the image they possess, they bring to the table, and when it was obvious that the brands would have to defend for any kind of partnership with a person, it was quite normal and expected from the side of big names earlier associated with him. Because even the mightiest among us are not immune from the consequences of our actions, and Diddy's story serves as a stark reminder that true greatness lies not in the accumulation of wealth and accolades, but in the courage to confront injustice, uplift the vulnerable, and chart a course toward a brighter future. As Diddy's empire verged on the brink of collapse, fans and industry insiders alike were left to ponder the legacy of a man who has risen to such great heights, only to potentially be undone by his own alleged misdeeds. In the grand scheme of things, Diddy's saga is a complex mix of pure ambition, excess, and alleged wrongdoing. A narrative that challenges us to confront the variety of issues that have allowed abuse to continue far too long in many spaces that we tend to oversee. It is a cautionary tale that moves away from the world of hip-hop, serving as a reminder that no industry, no matter how glamorous or influential, is immune to the scourge of predatory behavior. As the music industry embarks on its journey of reckoning, it must embrace transparency, accountability, and a commitment to creating a safer and more equitable environment for all. This means implementing robust reporting mechanisms, comprehensive training programs, and a zero-tolerance policy for abusive conduct. It means challenging the power imbalances and toxic masculinity that have enabled such behavior to thrive, and fostering a culture where talent and artistry are celebrated without the taint of exploitation. Let this story exist as a cautionary tale, as a reminder that even in the glitzy realm of hip-hop royalty, no one is above the law, not even the self-proclaimed bad boy himself. Because in the end, the true measure of a person lies not in their riches or their fame, but in their ability to treat others with respect, dignity, and basic human decency. And if Diddy's story teaches us anything, it's that sometimes even the biggest of kings can fall from grace, leaving behind a legacy that is more cautionary tale than fairy tale, like Macbeth, like Achilles. But in the ashes of controversy, there is always opportunity to rise again, to learn from our mistakes, and to create a world where talent and artistry can thrive without the shadow of abuse and exploitation. As the industry grapples with its reckoning, it must embrace a future where accountability reigns supreme, where the voices of survivors are amplified, and where the toxic power dynamics that have enabled predatory behavior are dismantled once and for all. So, let the shape-shifting continue, and may the music industry emerge from this saga a little wiser, a little kinder, and a whole lot more accountable. Because in the end, that's a happily ever after we can all get behind. A world where talent and artistry are celebrated without the history of abuse and exploitation casting a shadow over the proceedings. It's a tall order, to be sure, but if the courage and resilience of survivors like Cassie Ventura have taught us anything, it's that nothing is impossible when we collectively demand better. So, what do you guys think? What do you think will happen? Do drop your views in the comment section below, and we'll meet again in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned.